Hello, loves. ICE leaving Minnesota soon. Let's talk about it. After 2 months of taking over the streets of Minnesota, federal agents are preparing to leave, according to border czar Tom Homan. 47th administration said that they will be ending their stance on the immigration crackdown in Minnesota soon. The upending doesn't occur without 3 unaliving. Keith Porter, which is not spoken about very often, he was unalived by an off-duty federal agent. Alex Pretty, the ICU VA nurse, and the mother of 3, Nicole Renee Good. The unaliving of Good and Pretty drew mass demonstrations throughout many cities. There were several clashes with protesters and federal agents. Protesters were being labeled as insurrectionists and domestic terrorists. Several Americans were aggressively arrested and detained in Operation Metro Surge Takedown. Demonstrators had been protesting the aggressive force that federal agents had been using on American citizens, with the use of chemical deterrents and firearms. This aggressive behavior by federal agents sparked outrage and outcry. Throughout the U.S., with protesters coming out in freezing degree temperatures to make their voices heard. Border czar Tom Homan said he proposed ending Operation Surge in Minnesota, and 47 concurred. Homan took over managing the federal agents shortly after the unaliving of Alex Pretty. After Greg Borvino, the Border Patrol Commander-at-Large, was released of his duties in Minnesota. When Homan first got to Minnesota, he had a press conference and he said that they would be working on a drawdown plan. The drawdown plan would have agents start leaving Minnesota. Of the 3,000 federal agents that deployed in Minnesota in December, 700 was sent to reassignment last week. Homan said significant plans for the drawdown has been in effect this week, as federal agents begin to leave this week and some more will be leaving next week. Governor WALZ said he anticipates a complete drawdown by Friday, February 20th. He said this is based on his discussion with border czar Tom Homan and White House Chief of Staff Susie WALZ. WALZ said he's happy to hear about the further drawdown plan about federal agents leaving his state. However, he has questioned if federal investigation will take place after the unaliving of Renee Nicole Good and Alex Pretty. WALZ said federal agents have left his state in deep damage and generational trauma. The administration said Operation Metro Surge was there to focus on illegal immigration and combating fraud. The deployment of 3,000 federal agents was not met with a welcome mat, but with protests and observers who followed and recorded federal agents as they interacted with the community. They blew whistles as a warning to let people know that the frozen people were in their vicinity. Senator Klobuchar of Minnesota said, Minnesotans stood together and stared ICE down and never blinked. She also said, our state has shown the world how to protect our democracy. The last straw for the Democratic Party was the unaliving of Alex Pretty and 5-year-old Liam Cornejo Ramos being taken to Dilley Detention Center in Texas with his father. Democrats started demanding the reform of ICE federal agents and said they would withhold funding for DHS if there is no change with ICE. Democrats voted only on a 2-week funding for DHS, while they would work out a plan with their Republican counterparts. Senate Minority Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries sent their 10-point demand letter to Speaker Mike Johnson and Majority Leader John Thune. You can pause and read it. Some of the changes that the letter demands that they want to see from DHS ICE is the ending of roving patrols is removing the mask and having body cameras. They also want federal agents to have name badges like police officers have. They want an agreement on these changes before they agree to vote for the DHS funding. The deadline to avoid a shutdown is by midnight going into Saturday morning. So far, both sides have been at odds. Do you think the administration is removing the federal agents out of Minnesota so the Democrats can vote to fund DHS? Share your thoughts. Let me know.